that is stopping me from fully transforming and living a free life. Because I feel tired, and I've been feeling tired for a long time. I love my darkness that comes up, and I told someone how many times I nearly died and what happened. Let's go through this again and relive it. I'm safe. It's amazing. We're some of the most loneliest people in the whole world. Why am I doing this? Change needs to occur. Giving up orgasms. Because we all go through it. No bullshitting myself. I make myself super uncomfortable. You're full on meditation. Can you see the scene? Stuff still comes up. What I thought would be uncomfortable transformed my life. She gets it. Awesome. Good. Hi, I'm Kool, creator of the Pretty Pink Soul movement. And I decided to challenge myself for 20 days and making myself feel uncomfortable as I could. And why, you might ask? Because when we challenge ourselves in shifting from our current reality, we can create a new one. And we do that by making ourselves feel uncomfortable and giving ourselves these little challenges. So we break through those perceived limitations that we've created in our lives and that other people may have projected onto us. So I was looking at transforming my whole vibration, raising my frequency, and really getting in tune with the voice of my soul. So please join me for my 20-day transformation, but don't listen to me. I'm gonna let me tell you all about it. I'm going to do a challenge myself. For the next 20 days, every day, I'm going to make myself feel like super uncomfortable. I'm going to shift my energy and I'm going to transform my life. I'm going to do it in 20 days. I'm going to video blog it every day, how I'm feeling, how I'm fighting my ego, or how I'm not going to rush myself, how I'm not going to judge myself. And I want to face my residual darkness that is stopping me from fully transforming and living a free life. I want to be more uncomfortable, more conscious instead of unconscious about, my intentions behind things. I want to connect more with my inner child. I want to do practices that I know are going to be good for me. I'm going to put myself out there and be something different and do something different. I'm going to film even on days where I'm sure I'm having a bad day. Those are specifically the best days for me to make myself feel uncomfortable and to share that with, everyone, because we all go through it. We all go through it. The other light workers that are serving, we're some of the most loneliest people in the whole world. And it's meant to be like that. I'm fine with that because it allows me time to find myself. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find myself. I'm going to make myself super uncomfortable. I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to connect with my heart. I'm going to hear my soul's voice. I'm going to, love my inner child. I'm going to love my darkness that comes up, so I can be freer to connect even more closely to the 5D consciousness. It's going to be awesome. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be fucking awesome. And I'll start day 1 tomorrow. See ya. Bye. So today is day 1. Day 1 of 20 off social media. I'm so used to picking up that phone first thing in the morning, or checking my posts, or checking the comments, or checking the likes. And I realized a few days ago, I'm so sick of doing that. It takes away so much time and so much joy from my life. And I just don't want to do that anymore. Within me, this change needs to occur. Because I realized how addicted I was to my phone and social media, when I was literally going to the toilet in the middle of the night and I was taking my phone with me. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? So it's been really good to reflect on that. And so this morning, the first thing I did, because when you take something out of your life, you have to replace it with something better, right? And I think it was easier to get off the social media because that was my intention. So I woke up, I'm like, I feel like something's clear. That's great. And yeah, I just went straight into meditation. I did a guided meditation because I'm learning how to meditate, and I think any way you do it is the right way. I did an hour before I even got out of bed. I reached about the about 40-minute mark, and I was like, I could keep going, which was like a whole new concept to me. During the whole time I was doing it, up until that breakthrough point, which is around 40 minutes, you know, I was kind of like opening my eyes, closing my eyes, feeling relaxed, feeling good. All of a sudden thoughts would start kicking in, right? Which is why people say I can't meditate. And it's not the point of meditation, it's just the act of doing it. You know, I was looking out into my backyard, I was like, oh, that hedge is not symmetrical, I need to trim it. Oh God, the ants are back. You know, there's all sorts of thoughts that were running through my mind. Guided meditation, they bring you back to center, and it's not about doing it right, it's just about doing it. And I just felt I could, honestly, a whole new different person after that. It was amazing. I've never experienced that in a meditation before. Obviously, because my intention's different. I've just given myself the permission today to do nothing. Yeah, I give myself permission to do nothing. And my body feels so heavy because I feel tired. And I've been feeling tired for a long time, but I never really give my mind, my soul, or my heart permission to rest. And I've given that today. And I'm like, yeah, I'm tired. And I'm just letting it be. And I'm seeing what's coming up for me, what's coming up through the day. And there's pain that steps forward. And I've just been going, okay, obviously this is coming up because I need to see it more, instead of, oh, that's in the past, there's nothing I can do about it, that person pisses me off, and I just push it away. But now I'm just like, okay, there's pain there, okay? It wants me to just go through this again and relive it. I'm safe where I am. I'm safe now. I'm not near that person. I can relive that. Instead of me pushing away, I'm just like, okay, Michelle, you're safe to explore this and what's coming up for you right now. And it's been very amazing. Focusing on my healing and hearing how I feel. And not only that, I had major breakthroughs like literally an hour before I did get off social media last night. And I've had so many today, and it's only day one. It's amazing. So that's like a motivation itself to keep going. Day one so far, just rolling with it and feeling good. Day two. I didn't realize how much stress I was like carrying everywhere. You know, it's not until you meditate for a long period of time you realize, like, oh my God, my stomach was clenched, my gut was clenched. I just felt anxious, but you get so used to it, you don't even notice it until it goes away. So I feel more expanded today. There's a lot of issues with my body coming up, which is great, because this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because I'm just tired of an old injury, or quite a few injuries actually. So those feelings are coming up, and I'm talking to my body, and I'm making the space to listen to my body, because I have been having knee issues since I slipped. And so every now and then, you know, I have issues with it. And there's metaphysical reasons for it too, so that's what I want to get to the bottom of. So it's funny, I was actually talking to my knee, and instead of always like trying to massage it and just make it better, like hurry up and get better so I can exercise, I was just like, I'm just going to listen to you. I'm just going to give you a massage, do it gently, and actually send you love instead of frustration. And literally I had a vision straight away, and I could see like my inner child turning back at me and saying, why are you always judging me? And it was crying, and I was like, oh my God, it broke my heart. I'm like, I do. And that's when I realized how much judgment I give my body and give my knee even, like it's carrying me. I should be grateful, should say thank you for supporting me instead of always judging it. And if it's sore, let it be sore. I'm just gonna look after it and just let it release whatever it needs to release. So that was kind of like a massive breakthrough. So I've been doing that. And so every time I have that chocolate bar thought at 3 o'clock, I just have a sip of water. I'm like, okay, brain, you want chocolate bar. I'm replacing this thought with water. And it works. You can do that for half an hour, and if half an hour feels like forever, I'll soon like recondition myself, because I'll be peeing every 5 minutes if I have that thought too often. Also, what came up, which was quite traumatic from my past, was realizing how many times I've actually nearly died. I told someone how many times I nearly died and what happened. And they were like, wow, you must actually be here to do something pretty important. And I was just like, what? I don't think so. And that kind of stuck in my head. I remember this one time, me and my friend, we nearly died 3 times, no joke, in 15 minutes. I nearly got swallowed by underneath a truck, changing lanes, and none of them were my fault. We nearly got taken out going around a corner, and there was something else I can't remember. But 15 minutes, and my friend's like, holy shit, we just averted dying 3 times in the last 15 minutes. So that's kind of coming up for me, and I'm just like, it's okay, you know, I'm safe now, and that was the past, and I'm not basing that on my future, and I'm just letting that come up because it needs to come up. It needs to be seen by me so I can fully release it. So it's great. I feel it's difficult at times, but I feel freer, I feel more expanded, and it feels amazing. So day 3, one thing I do feel is that the need to escape my usual residence now that I'm not like focusing on work so much. I feel expanded inside myself during like the meditation, but I feel the need to go to the sea. I'm at the beach now. I feel the need to just keep driving almost. So I don't know if you can see. Can you see the sea? And I just feel so relaxed. I think my soul just totally needed this. It was just perfect divine timing, like they say, right? I just needed to stop doing what I was doing and reprioritize my energy. And I've had a few things come up today, like caring what people think and what is this going to be? Like, I'm such a planner. My brain's like, cool, how can we make this into some sort of project? And then my soul's like, just let it be, just be. Just enjoy yourself. You've come here to enjoy yourself. Yes, you've got things to do, but it's not all about that. It's about enjoying, you know, the pretty flowers and going to the ocean and, you know, driving even further than that. Day 3, I feel good. I'm not eating as much. It's like funny when you meditate and you just feel, it's like you're full on meditation. You don't need food as much, you know. And I'm not always thinking about my next meal. It's just I eat when I need to eat, and I drink when I need to drink, and I breathe when I need to breathe. And look at doggy. Hi. And I just feel like I'm refocusing everything I'm doing and just letting things be how they need to be. And just enjoying my freedom. So day 4, I'm just kidding. My days are so different now. Amazing, in a short amount of time I can feel like a whole new person. Now I finally get why people always like meditate, and you're like, it's not until you're in that state of mind, that frame of mind, that, you know, when you're ready to do it, that you do it, and you can feel such a difference. It's like I've literally given up everything in my life. Like I had like about 7 or 8 social media places, and I've given it all up, and it's just created this beautiful space just to be me. And I've never had that. And that's just crazy, isn't it? You know, when you're younger and then you're growing up and then you're trying to please your parents, and then all of a sudden you go through school, you're broken down, the essence of who you really are. Then you spend the rest of your life trying to piece all that back together. And then one day you have a perception shift and you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I stopped my YouTube and I stopped my Instagram when it's been at the height, the most traffic it's ever been. And that was what I was aiming for. I thought I wanted this. I do want it, but not to the detriment of my soul, because I'm putting my trust into the universe instead of putting my trust, I guess, in me. Like I've always had to be so independent. The journey's been so magical. It's been fucking hard, but it's been the most rewarding. And I think about if I went back at the times when I'm like, oh God, I just want that magic pill, that magic fix. I would have been so bored with that if I didn't have this beautiful journey to explore. That's when the addictions kick in too. We're trying to fill a void with them. But also when we get bored, right? People get addicted to dramas, and people addicted to TV, people are addicted to, wine. I've also given up wine, even though I'm not addicted to it. So if I'm not addicted to it, I can give it up, right? I don't need to do or be or figure out anything, and it's such a fucking relief. It's quite magical. So my days start different. Last couple of mornings I've been doing the shamanic drumming because that really calls to me, and that's why I love belly dancing as well, because it's got that tabla, the drum beat. I love it. It's very earthy and soulful, and it summons our ancestors, and and the gong as well, and it breaks through the fabrics of time, and that's why you can see so many visions when you're gonging. My day starts like that. Stuff still comes up, my mind goes all over the place, and so it doesn't really matter because I feel better for doing it. I'm just really being in the present, and that is where I'm accessing my power, and I'm giving up the how to and even the why to, because my mind's always like, okay, you want this goal, so let's figure out how to achieve that. I'm giving up all of that. I'm actually the biggest thing, which will sound bonkers to people who are the opposite to me, I'm giving up creativity, because that is my addiction. I get so much inspiration. It's over. I've overloaded myself. Too much is coming in. I can't receive it. And also I can't action it being one person. I've released the stress. Now, this is total opposite to what I would tell my clients, because most people are in deficit. Most people aren't in communication with their soul. If you don't create at all, then for you, it's like you need to create. It's different for everyone. But the relief, so much relief. Just not having to do too much, be too much, overachieve. I'm trusting in the universe to take me to where I need to go. And I don't feel stressed, which is super weird. So I don't have to worry, because I know I'm always looked after. Living this way of life has really brought more trust into my life, and more flow, and just so much peace. And like, honestly, if anyone was to say to me, okay, so this is your dreams, Michelle, here it is on a rose gold platter, I would say no, because there's no money in the world that can equate to what I'm giving myself right now. My time, my soul, this is for me. And the universe tests you. The first day I started this, I had a potential job offer, and it was offering more money than I would normally get. You'll be tested. Like, you'll say, okay, I'm not doing this, or I'm not having this, or whatever. And then the temptation will come on in. The universe will be like, okay, let's see if she really stand by her integrity. Day 4, and I feel even better. The first few days, I felt this anger wanting to rise. I'm like, ooh, this would be good for the videos. Everyone loves drama. And it's just disappeared. I guess like that inner child has the anger inside them because we're not listening to them. And now I'm making the space to listen to my heart, my soul, my body, and my inner child. There's no need to scream anymore. That's like, it's just been extinguished. So we shall see. So day 5. And I'm tired today. But it's been good because I'm just kind of flowing with it. Just rolling with it, letting it be, not trying to fight it like I normally would. So that's kind of been different and refreshing. And I do have my moments where I'm like, you feel the anxiety rise, like, quick, do something. No. I'm going to just lay out on the back lawn and just do nothing. So that's been good, like pulling myself up on falling into those old patterns and the old behaviors and the old habits. I realized that I forgot to mention the biggest thing I've been doing that has made me feel so uncomfortable. Filming outside makes me so uncomfortable. And that was one of the things I had in my head that I wanted to shift and change. And I've watched back the ones where I've done the parks and stuff, and people have walked past. And it was funny, recording at the time, I was thinking, Oh my God, I totally like blanked on what I was saying. I stopped, I stumbled, I muttered, but watching it back, it's like I actually didn't. So isn't it funny, the things we fear and then we just, if you do them, the perception, the story you've got going in your head about how it actually is, you're connecting it to how you feel inside, but it's actually not truth. And isn't that fear? That's fear. It's fear or lies. And the way to shift out of them is to do the act, but not, it's more than that. I guess it's more about being aware of your perception of self. So that was like a nice epiphany that I experienced. And to actually know the meaning and feel the meaning of follow your heart. Can you imagine if a parent told you that? Just trust yourself, honey. Just connect to your heart and see what you feel like doing. Imagine a parent saying that to you, and how different your life would be right now. We wouldn't have all those like fearful thoughts and tripping ourselves up and self-sabotaging and making up stories in our head about how people see us or don't see us or how we want them to see us. And at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter, because we've come here to have a soulful experience. And when we sit with ourselves long enough, we connect to the reasons why we've come here. And you literally couldn't even sit down and write a book on how many experiences you've come to have this lifetime. You just wouldn't. There is not enough paper in the world for that. And that's where people trip themselves up. They're like, I'm just here for one reason. And, and say if you fulfill that reason, where does that leave you? Feeling lost, confused, alone? We have so many reasons. Me just sitting here in my car, not caring about getting the best message across, but caring enough to do this for myself, but also putting it out there because it might spark something in someone else. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. I'm here to love myself and heal myself and share my journey so that others can connect to it and they can help enhance their life in whatever way they want to. And even if you chose to record yourself and your thoughts every day, that would be like amazing, because you can actually see what you're working through. You can record which you've experienced, the realizations you've had, and it's just, that in itself is transformational. Connecting to my heart versus pre-planning certain things, I'm going to say, is making me feel uncomfortable, but by doing it, I love it. And actually, for once, watching my videos back and seeing that the created story from my past of who I think I am is actually not who I am. That's very epic, and people associate money too with worth, right? The clouds are up in the sky being clouds, and they're not going to stop being clouds just because they're not getting money. We've grown up in a whole society that is based around, if you don't get money, you're not worth anything. And I feel like that's what is changing. I hope you enjoyed day 5. Hi, so day 6 today. My days have gone super duper quick. Just focusing on me and all my self-care acts and reframing my whole life. I guess that's a lot. It's like processing a lot, isn't it? I caught myself after meditation, my mind is overthinking again about the things I should or need to do. So today I'm giving up overthinking, trying to plan. That ego is sneaky. It gets in there and it's like, you need to fix your sprinklers and stuff like that. But also I'm giving up exercise, which seems weird, right? But I'll tell you what I'm doing. So by giving up the way I think I should exercise, or berating myself, subconsciously telling myself, ooh, you haven't been exercising. Yeah, I know your knee's sore, but still, whip, whip, whip. I'm just giving that up. And the reason I'm giving up all sorts of things, the things that seem bonkers to give up, like to most people, exercise, because that's a programming as well. That's society is always like, you need to do it this many times. But they don't say find something gentler on your body, or fine with what works with your body. Some people do, but most people don't. We just have that voice in our head that makes us feel bad for not doing it. And then we waste a lot of time and energy thinking that sort of stuff. So that's why I'm giving it up. And then at the end of the 20 days, hopefully I would have gotten rid of a lot of my shoulds and addictions and realized my subconscious patterning, and I can slowly start incorporating things. Basically, instead of going through my mind, it's going through my heart and my soul first, and my body. Like, okay. It's like having a team of people now. Instead of one person with the ego running on programming, I'm disengaging from that, and I've got a panel now. Body, I've got the soul, I've got the heart. What do you guys think? I'm asking them instead of what goes on in here. And that's what I'm changing. What does the panel have to say for me today? And my eyes just starting to water. It's like, yes, she gets it. Freaking She's got it. So it's so amazing to log your journey of your thoughts, and just talking is just amazing. That's why listening is so powerful. Listening is the most powerful thing in the world. And when I coach clients, that is my most powerful tool, because it's rare. People don't know how to do that. You know, like I'll give you an example. People give advice without actually knowing the person. But yeah, just like belly dancing, I posted some pictures and I'm like, oh, I'm just feeling nostalgic. I'm like, I miss belly dancing, you know, performing on stage and stuff. And someone's like, we'll do it. We'll just do it. It's like, I don't need you to tell me what I want to do, what I don't want to do, you know? And it's just like, and that's the other thing, I'm giving up being irritated with people. I just I can't respond anymore. You know, and that's fine. They let us say what they want. And I guess in their way, they're at their level, whatever level they're, you know, at, no judgment. But we still get triggered, right? We still get set off with, ugh. Yeah, that's not what I meant. It's funny, it makes you stop wanting to share. As I've evolved over the years, you know, I used to belly dance, and I used to perform, and then I used to teach that, but now I'm a spiritual teacher. And sure, if I wanted to go back belly dancing and teaching and stuff, I would, but I just feel that chapter of my life is over. This is how I'm on stage by filming now. So it's like I'm kind of doing it, but it's different. It's just funny how your perceptions over the years change. So today, giving up overthinking. I keep hearing, I was going to say this in yesterday's video. All right. I'm giving up orgasms. And it's funny, like on that topic as well, you know, I know it can become, let's generalize. You know, a lot of men have problems with that, let's just say, because they haven't processed why they've got that incessant need. And I know women can do it too. Once you take all these things out of your life, and I wouldn't recommend to do what I'm doing to anyone that is like really emotionally fragile. You'd have to do that with a support. But I'm removing everything as much as I can from my life, so I can rebuild myself, the true me that I should have been as a child, you know, the performer and this and that, you know, recreating my belief systems, boosting my self-confidence, I'm hearing all the pain that's coming up and the voices that come in and the irritation that comes in, you know, because that's only natural. It's not natural to say to someone, oh, don't feel that way. How many times have you heard that? And you're like, wow, thanks, that was really helpful. It's like, yeah, you should feel. If things are coming up, they want to be felt. They want to be seen. You know, they want to be sat with. So it can be released. And I don't know why people just make out bad feelings are bad. It just is. It's like day and night. Just because it's dark at night doesn't mean it's bad, does it? I get my most insights at night time because I feel like I can connect with all the stars instead of almost like the sun blocks out the energy to all the stars. But at night, you've got access to all sorts of different star systems, right? It's all perception. People are conditioned to going, oh my God, my whole world's falling apart, and, you know, is a bad thing. But the thing is, once you do your shadow work, you see it's just, you know, it just is. I work with dark and light aspects of emotions, and it's all just perception that we've been conditioned. So, interesting topics today. That's my day. See you tomorrow. Wahaha, I'm French today. And a little bit crazy. Day 7, and I'm kind of going like this, ups and downs. I think my body is releasing, which is bringing on the tiredness and stuff, but then I feel energetic at the same time. And it's funny, even when I go out to the shops and stuff, I can't wait to get home and have peace and have meditation. I'm like, oh, I've just thought of this question I can meditate on, get the answer to. You're like, amazing. So like today during meditation, I was thinking about, what do I find attractive? What do I find sexy? And not only for potential partners, but for friends, and I guess like even projects I want to work on, because I really find I'm disengaging from that old world of the things I thought I needed to do to get me to where I thought I needed to go. So now it's just a whole, like, everything's broken down, it's getting back to like a blank canvas, and I'm really feeling free of the old way of thinking. And a part of that is thinking about new possibilities and what I actually want. I've created this calm space for that stuff to kind of, to ponder on it and for it to come in. So thinking about what do I find attractive, and obviously looks is 1000% important. But I also really find attractive people with integrity and people with passion and purpose, and people that, you know, when they say they're going to do something, they do it, and then it's inspirational to people around them. And I find that sexy as, like, honesty in the way of not like blunt, like when you're sick and someone's like, you look like shit. Not that, but the whole, you know, you can tell the difference between someone, everyone can tell when someone's fucking lying to them, and they tell you what they think you want to hear, and no one will know what that is, right? And I hate it when people come at me and they're like, oh, you're so beautiful. It's like, yeah, because I haven't heard that before. Like, do you really think that's going to get you anywhere? Like, be honest in what you're thinking, and for it to be deeper than the looks, you know, because while you're looking at someone and you're attracted to them, what actually backs that up? It's like the attractiveness is like the 10%, but the 90% is the substance beneath the surface. It's like, I want to have deep and meaning spiritual conversations, and is that person capable of that? Do they understand my concepts? Are they someone I can like bounce ideas with and stuff like that? And I find that very sexy in someone that has their own passion and take on life, and what they actually want to, you know, what kind of legacy do they want to leave behind in the world? Like, that to me is so sexy. So those are like my top priority list, and then everything else after that. There's more, but you know, I'm not going to give all my secrets away. It's an interesting thing to think about what you find sexy, and even in friends, it would be similar. It would be very similar, except it wouldn't really matter if they were attractive or not. Yeah, those are the things I want. And it's been fun to think about that. It's been good to ponder on things like that during meditation. So day 7, I feel very excited by the possibilities in life, and really thinking about the things I really want. Bringing back to center what I originally want, or just reviewing when I first started out on this leg of the journey. What do I want my spiritual career to look like? And what legacy am I going to leave behind? So I think I'll leave that one to ponder a bit later. But it's been good getting to the basis of who I am and connecting more with my soul, and hearing her speak, and finally have the space to let her tell me what it is that she came here to do, what I signed up for. So excited for the future today. Day 8. Look at where I am. Hopefully it's not too noisy. First up, I'd like to note my lipstick matches my brow. Be impressed. Because I am. I had this need to like ground myself like crazy. So I just sat at the back in the sun, and it's just been amazing. I do feel like I still feel my ego trying to fight me when I'm trying to get into a calm space of mind. Not often, but it still kind of happens. So I'm still doing the morning meditation and doing yoga every day to help calm that need to actually do something or be something or try something else. So it's been really good. And if I feel too irritated, I just come out to places like this. I did notice something that came up, and I was thinking about our willpower and how that's connected to our soul. I remember when I was 16, I had my first office job, and I was there for like a couple of days, and the manager starts talking about sex in front of me, and I was 16. It was fucking ridiculous, and I didn't know if that was normal or what. It didn't feel right. And then I didn't reciprocate, so he fired me. And I was devastated, you know, especially being a 16-year-old and only working at Target. And I took him to the unfair dismissal tribunal. 16 years old, I just remember like thinking, no, that's wrong. What he did was wrong, you know, and there should be justice in that. There wasn't. I didn't win. It was a boys' club. I remember them talking to the magistrate beforehand, and he's like, you've got a very distinctive last name. Are you sure you want to proceed with this? I'm like, he did the wrong thing. What the fuck is that got to do with my last name? Unbelievable. That just set off a chain of events to all the other shitty things that guys try to do to me. But anyways, but it's funny, I was just thinking though, like, it didn't matter if I won or not. I knew that was wrong, and I fought for what's wrong. And I find that's very similar with a lot of the light workers as well. We stand up for what's wrong, either if it's for ourselves or for other people, you know. And I've always been someone that's very passionate about fighting for women and children and for rights. It's not about man bashing. It's just there's a lot of imbalanced energy, masculine energy, which is kind of righting itself now, finally, thank God. And thanks to, you know, us doing the work, because when we do the work, things automatically change in our outer world, which is really cool. Also, I remember I always really wanted braces, and my family couldn't afford it, but I was so determined, and somehow I found a way. I don't even know how. And then I went to the student dental clinic and got braces at like a ridiculous, I don't know, I think I paid like $250 for the whole like a year and a half procedure or whatever it was. But yeah, it's just amazing when we actually really, really want something, even though we don't know how it can manifest. That's not the point. The point is like, what do you really want? Do you want to take a stand? Do you want to speak your truth? Do you want to stand up for what's right, what's wrong? You know, do you want to buy something even though you're not sure how you can afford it? Like, I really want to go back to my soul place up north. And I remember visiting there when I was like 23, and I was like, oh my God, this is my soul place, even though I didn't even really know what soul was at the time, other than what the Catholic Church had told me when I was a kid. Misconstrued from memory. But yeah, it's like I want to put that out there and ask the universe to give me a sign so I can make it happen. Or I'll just go and make it happen. I'm pondering on the power of our willpower and our soul, and how powerful we really can be when we commit to wanting something, or wanting to make a change, or wanting to make a difference, or wanting something in our life. 1,000%. And that's the way we get what we want. So it's a good day so far. Loving that I pulled my finger out and made the effort to come down here. Definitely not walking up that hill. But yeah, if you stuck with me so far, thanks for joining me. Day 9. I've kind of realized over the days how much I've actually been in like fight and flight mode my whole life. Like always feeling anxious or stressed that I always need to be doing things and rushing and cramming so much into my day. And, you know, I was reacting more to life than being co-creative. What a waste of life that is, to feel that way constantly. And like I said before, it's not until you pull yourself out of that old way of being that you actually notice that's what you've been doing and how unfulfilling it is to be that way. Well, at least for me. Being an entrepreneur overtook my personal soul purpose. So my overall soul purpose got misconstrued with too much action, because that's the old way of being. And that overtook my personal soul purpose, because my personal soul purpose for me, it wants growth, it wants rest, it wants listening, it wants me to sit and read books. Like I used to sit around and read books, and then I was like, oh, I'd notice a theme in one book and I'm like, I remember reading something in another book, grab that book, and then I'll notice that there's gaps in that information. And what I love doing is piecing that together, or channeling the information to piece that together. And I haven't done that for a very, very, very long time. And I started doing it today, and it's like, oh my God, I love this. It's my soul cracker. I can't believe I stopped doing that. So it's great how I've taken the old world stuff out of my life, and I'm slowly realizing how to incorporate the stuff I used to love doing back into my life. So it's amazing like what meditation does. It really calms your nervous system, calms you down, disengages from that ego and that mind's voice, the overthinking and the overdoing. You replace it with just being and just seeing what wants to come up. You know, my body, and what messages do I get? Like I got the coolest message last night before bed about the pyramids and how they got there. I was like, oh, that's cool. I lightly ponder a question like, oh, I wonder how that happened. And it'll shoot in when I'm in that relaxed state. It's like, whoa, that's so cool. And I've forgotten that it's like one of my superpowers, one of my soul superpowers. I'm relying more on my channeling, which is flexing my intuition muscle more. So it's really good. I'm taking the time out to make space to allow those messages to come in. And I'm taking the focus off, you know, being an entrepreneur, and just putting more of that energy and time into me. And what I think will happen, or what I know will happen, is that when I'm replacing the old constructs with, you know, the 5D way of being, the consciousness, accessing the information, not worrying about money, all those things that I need will automatically come to me. And it's taken a while to get to that point, but it's been really worth it. I've got like over 100 Facebook notifications, and not even one part of me, like back in the day, like, oh my God, what messages can it be there? How exciting. And it never is. It never is that whole, oh, I get that quick dopamine hit. I'll get that fix and something cool will be there. It's never cool. It's never exciting. It's just always disappointing, but yet we still keep doing it. It's been such a game changer. Like my body just needs me to listen to it and just sit with it, hold space for it, to let myself be tired. And I don't force myself to get up anymore. If my body's just like, no, I'm not ready to get up, and then I don't. I just do some more meditation and just letting my system catch up, my nervous system relax, and letting my body heal, and, you know, being creative in the ways that I want to be creative, not in order to get something. Can't wait to see what day 20 has in store for me. Day 10. I've been feeling a bit congested and sick the last few days, which is so weird because I hardly ever get sick, but also I haven't been around anyone to catch anything. So I definitely 1000% know it's more the emotions that are rising within me. And it's like once your body slows down, and you might have found this too over the years, you know, like people say they're stressed and busy at work or whatever, and they take a holiday and they're like, oh my God, I was sick. And it's like, yeah, because as soon as you went from full speed to no speed, and then the emotions and the stress and anxieties and whatever else, mismatched choices catch up with you, and the body's like, finally, I've got a a chance to release this, you know, and that's what's happening with me. But as soon as I've come out into nature, I actually feel a lot better. I can blow those cobwebs away, and the stress has a chance to like leave your body. It's almost like unblocking your pores. It's like, okay, I've stood still in time, and now this stuff has a chance to come out of my body. And it's like, now that I've given myself permission to slow down, I'm slowly starting to feel okay with, while meditating, channeling in ideas and inspirations. And I have space now to think about the things that actually excite me, like astrology. I've wanted to delve more into that, but because my energy was just so diversified and scattered over like 15 things to do, or topics, or even more than that, I just didn't have that headspace or time. I'm realizing my priorities in my life now. It's like astrology, I wanted to do that, get into that some more. Like today, I was getting some topics for YouTube videos, and I think like before I used to think, okay, I'd schedule in the days that I'd do the videos, usually after I wash my hair or something, and the whole process of putting makeup on and stuff and setting things up and what cards to choose and like it's just so time consuming to knock out a few at the same time. And I'd almost force ideas. They weren't coming to me in a calm, clear and concise space. I was forcing them, and that's not good for anyone. And then I'd rush it. So it's good I'm kind of getting back to my spiritual roots and realizing more exciting topics. I think personally, well, I guess it's about me. I'm the one executing them. So if I'm not 1000% into it and excited, then it's not going to be beneficial for other people too. And that's what it's all about here, you know, coming here, our souls come to express itself in the most passionate way it can and the most honest way it can, and your soul can only do that in what's right for you. What's right for me is never always going to be, you know, right for you. It's about following that path and enjoying the whole experience, the unfoldment. During this time, I've gotten back to what really excites me, like filming. I love filming. Art and design, I love that, and I want to explore that more. So it's great I'm figuring out these things, connecting back to these things that excite me, so I can learn more about it and delve more into it and allocate, I guess, more time and energy to it, rather than allocating time and energy to things that don't matter, like caring what other people think or marketing. You know, it's when I'm passionate about something 1000%, it's always going to work out well. So I guess today, day 10, I'm having more integrity with my soul and getting into a purposeful connection with it, instead of just glossing over it and filling my life up with shit that doesn't matter. So even though I'm sick, I feel good today. Day 11. So I was kind of having a loose meditation this morning / daydream time, and I found a missing link to an emotional block that I had during this time. It was like an epic breakthrough. So like most of us already know that we seek out the familiar in our relationships based on our parents and the patterns and stuff that we've grown up with, and we end up energetically seeking out the familiar in other relationships in our life in order to heal that pattern, to see that familiarity so that we can see our patterns, heal it, and finally release it. So this morning I had this like anger and this rage come up towards an ex of mine, and the pattern of irritation was do what I say and not what I do, and that was what he was giving me, and that's what really angered me. And instead of going down that emotional trail of how dare he treat me like this, or you know, the audacity, like what a pig, I try to move past that and drill down to the actual anger, like what is the actual cause beyond that, other than what he, you know, said or treated me. And that really clouds us getting to the real pattern, is that first level of how dare they treat me like this, or, how dare they say this, or blah, blah, blah. It's just another construct of what you kind of grew up with. So the anger is always going to be there kind of until we can emotionally, we're ready to go deeper than that. And then I realized it was just a pattern playing out in my life again and again and again, in other relationships too. And I went deeper than that. I'm like, what am I actually angry at other than what he did? And I discovered that it's been a patriarchal disempowerment that has been placed on women for thousands and thousands of years. So I wasn't having rage just for me in that instance, it was all the other past lifetimes and how I've been treated in this lifetime, which is great because it's all changing now. So it's not surprising that the anger is there, right? And for men, a lot of men do understand, a lot of men don't, because they don't receive that treatment nearly every day of your life. So it was great to finally receive a deeper reason as to why my anger has been there and that energy of resentment has been there for so long. And it doesn't change what's happened, but now I've freed myself with the truth, and that is like the most powerful thing that you can ever do. So day 12 today, and the floodgates of inspiration have been trying to come back through. It started yesterday and then it kind of carried on a bit today. So I had to pull myself up on that, and I've actually had to try to bargain with myself, whereas before I would just probably do the 12-hour stint of just letting it all come through, and then I'd get overwhelmed with it. So I'm noticing that addictive pattern within me, and balancing it out with meditation. And it was funny, I forgot I didn't meditate yesterday morning, and towards the afternoon I started to feel a bit imbalanced and a bit sad, and I was thinking, why do I feel sad? I couldn't quite pinpoint it. And I think when I don't meditate, I pick up on the energies around me, and as empaths do, and you absorb that, and also it makes me more imbalanced and unable to deal with just everyday life. So I picked it back up this morning and I did a vision quest meditation, and that was really cool. I really dig that. So that was a guided meditation, so that was lots of fun. So you could just find them for free on YouTube. And that was great. And I had some messages and some answers that came up for me in that. So that's fantastic. So I started the day off better today, feeling happier. I'm just trying to curb the inspiration coming through and break it down to bite-sized portions instead. And I've shifted the focus, as I've said, from work to self-care first, and making sure my energy levels are good, my emotions are balanced, I'm resting and looking after me. That's my priority. So it's been good picking myself up, so I don't fall back on that addictive behavior. And I call it addictive behavior because even though it's creative, it makes me feel stressed, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to avoid stress, because that's how you raise your frequency, by eliminating things that don't make you happy out of your life, and releasing stress from your life by replacing it with something better. So it's been a good relearning, reconditioning lesson for me today, because I want to get the structure finished by the 20 days so I can live in a whole new world, basically. Because when you change your practices in your day, what you do, you've basically created a whole new reality, a whole new life for yourself, haven't you? It's like a big rebirth. So I'm glad I'm getting those little snippets of my issues coming back in, so I can capture it and go, okay, this is one of my problems. I feel stressed in my body. So now I'm going to work on rebalancing that energy and releasing it so I can live a happy, fulfilled and free life. So today has been good, and I look forward to what I can find out tomorrow. So day 13, and I'm totally gagging for a honey almond latte, even though I haven't had one in like 3 weeks, but the craving has come up today. So I had to meaningfully distract myself with cleaning, even if there was just like 2 dishes or something else, you know, kind of like what you do to a toddler when they're having a tantrum. Here, look at this. Oh, I feel better now. So trying to keep off that. Also, I'm like not having meat, which theoretically shouldn't be too hard. I mean, I've done it before, but it's just a bit more of a challenge when you're giving up so many other things. So just having veggies. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I know I can do it, but you know what I mean? Like, I'll be fine. And it's funny, like, even though I haven't been exercising for a few weeks, my body feels stronger, and totally it's like, you know, linked to your emotions and stuff, and me recalibrating my energy, my frequency, and keeping away from, you know, people. And all I've been doing is light stretches / light yoga. It's not stressing myself out, not rushing myself to, you know, keep on doing and being more and pushing myself. So it's amazing. Arms feel more toned, my legs feel more toned, and I've not been really using them that much. So that was a really cool breakthrough. I mean, I know your emotions, the way you balance your emotions can cure illnesses in your body, but usually we only do that when there's something big to deal with, right? General aches and pains of the day, sometimes we don't really take that. Oh, I know I didn't take that too seriously, but that's what I'm doing now, is taking the muscle pain seriously. And it's amazing how it's just changing my whole day-to-day world. So feeling amazing for those breakthroughs. Like, who doesn't want to be out of body pain? It's just so cool. I'm really finding my baseline with my emotions as well. When I start to feel stressed or overburdened, or my mind kicks in with the whole, you should be like doing work. That's the mind's voice, right? But that's like the old masculine way, the old way of society doing things. Now we're like shifting into the divine feminine way of doing things, which is resting and honoring our bodies, our vessels for our souls, you know. Honoring myself, open to receiving better things and raising in frequency. And it's hard because, like, you know, as I've said in the other videos, the mind still kicks in. I'm so used to being on that frequency. So it's normal to kind of slip back to that. So I'm really trying to be conscious of it and be aware. And when I start to slip, I'm starting to, you know, break it up with, okay, I recognize I'm feeling stressed. I feel like I should be doing something. I'm just going to have a cup of tea, sit down at the table and look out the window to reset my energy. Or I'm going to listen to some meditation music and just do meditation. And when I feel a bit anxious, like I'll have a shower with essential oils and, you know, give myself a nice body scrub, you know, with essential oils. So, you know, that whole fragrance thing, feeling good and taking care of your body. And when I'm tired, I stop doing things. I just go, okay, you're tired, stop. I'm accessing my inner parent, I guess, and reparenting myself in a healthy way. So feeling good today. Day 14 today. So I'm feeling very agitated today. And the reason being, we're 1 hour away from a full moon, or I am at the time of filming this. And if you know about full moon's energy, it brings things up from the depths, and it makes you feel frustrated, agitated, annoyed, angry, and it comes to the surface at this time when the full moon is at, like, it's 100% illumination, so it can shine light on that darkness in order for you to release it if you're aware of it. So just like the cycles of the moon, women have that too, and You know, it's noted sometimes that women experience these symptoms before they have their monthly cycle. And I think it's because that's also in a woman's cycle, which can be attuned to the moon but different to the moon. It can bring up issues that need to be resolved, grievances, things that have been ignored, that have been suppressed, and it's bringing that up because it's an issue, not because she's more sensitive, if that makes sense. Like if you snap at your boss, there's a reason you're snapping at your boss. You know, there's a deeper reason that's not being seen or dealt with. If you're pissed off with your partner, that's because there's an issue there that hasn't been dealt with. Do you know what I mean? These things happen for a reason. The full moon is shining light on me and my money beliefs, definitely. So that's something I need to delve in further to, and I'm going to make a little list of what I want to release today. I want to release frustration, agitation, old beliefs around money, and I'll see what else comes up. I'll make a little list today. And around the time of the full moon, especially this one, is in Pisces, which is all about deeper subconscious, spiritual gifts and attunement, and I could go on forever, but especially lucid dreaming. And I've been having these crazy lucid dreams the last couple of days leading up to this full moon. So it's always good to know what type of moon it is and to see those attributes and how they can relate to your current life. I feel like if you have a backup almost to tell you why you're feeling how you're feeling, it doesn't make you feel so alone with your feelings, if that makes sense. So if you can go, oh, it's Pisces new moon, that's why I'm feeling so deeply, or it's a full moon, or it's a new moon, you can feel things very deeply. Full moon, depending what sign it's in, you could feel the same. So it's good to know what cycle it is and watch readings and stuff like that to see what the energy is around that time, so you don't feel like, oh my god, I'm overreacting or I'm being a dick, or do you know what I mean? None of that self-blame. So yeah, I've been having lots of lucid dreams, and as you know, we sort things out in our dream state as well, and my subconscious has been working overtime, and my subconscious has been planning things. I've been waking up with plans in my head. I'm like, really? I'm trying to sleep here. And I had this reoccurring dream that I go to this dance class, and at first it's all great and everything, and then when it's partner time, no one wants to dance with me, and I'm always feeling rejected in the dreams. But this time I was with someone and I actually really wanted to dance with them. Usually it's like, oh, I end up dancing with someone I don't want to dance with. So it's like I've been having these dreams of unresolved issues about abandonment and not feeling good enough, and it's been resolving itself in my lucid dreams, which has been fantastic. And you can tell the difference between a lucid dream. I have written an article on my website about lucid dreaming, how to tell the difference, but short version is it literally will look like the earth plane, but you're in a dream state, but you're lucid. You have your consciousness as you do when you're awake, and that's what I had during that time. And you can see details of things, like everything looks the same. The ground, when you look at the ground, the asphalt looks the same and the grass looks the same. It's just not a big blur. So that's been pretty amazing. So I know this time happened for me, that I needed to make a change when it was going to be the most effective for me. Even though it's hard, some days are easier, some days are hard. I wouldn't change this growth stage, uncomfortable stage, for anything, because I know, like today, emotionally I feel uncomfortable. This is probably the first time the whole time I've been doing this. So now I know it's like, to me, my ego's like, oh, shouldn't you be making progress by now? And then I know it's nearly the full moon, so I'm feeling annoyed. That's cool, because it's showing me stuff I need to work on, which is why I'm doing this. So I guess the message for today is to forgive yourself for where you think you need to be, and just flow with the emotions and see where it takes you. Day 15 today, and that full moon kicked my ass last night. I did not sleep much. It was very intense energy, and the lucid dreaming continued. But it was nice lucid. It's been nice lucid dreaming for a change, so it's good. which indicates I've worked through a lot of stuff, deep emotional stuff. So today I'm being very gentle and compassionate with myself, just having warm tea and hugging my blankie. And just seeing what's been popping up for me. And the biggest thing, which is an amazing thing, that I have pondered lightly but not really felt into so deeply, is the whole who actually am I, not at a human level. Because when we try to associate things outside ourselves to us, that's when people get depressed or upset or stressed, which I have been there before. And I think that's why with this crisis it's really hitting people, when people are losing their jobs and stuff like that, because they too associated their worth and value with money. That's not who we are at a soul level. So I've been thinking, who am I? Who am I at my essence level? I'm not my hair, I'm not my makeup, I'm not my clothes, I'm not my things, I'm not my house, I'm not my soul work, I'm not my book that I wrote, I'm not this documentary that I'm making, I'm not my cards that I have, I'm not my YouTube channel. So what is that? Where does that leave you? Like, what is that? How do you get, deeper than that? And you get deeper than that through the meditation. That's how you kind of break through into the other side to really feel who you are and what you stand for and what your soul actually really wants. I feel like we're just so disengaging from that old reflection in that old world of material things. And I really do believe that a lot of us, in order to find ourselves, unless we've got really supportive people around us, it really does take being alone to find yourself, to find more of yourself. It's like a little soul treasure hunt. Scheduling in that time to find yourself every day. And I feel like a lot of people, and including myself back in the day, you want to rush that process and rush through that. And, if you could call one of the ascended masters down here and ask them, hey, what the hell's going on? Why can't we just fast forward through all this crap? And they would say, I'm guessing, what's the point of you being here then? Like, you've come here to have an experience and you've forgotten what that experience is so you could find it. And that's how you grow your soul muscle, I guess. Same as you do weights to tone your muscles, or yoga or whatever. It's the same with your soul. Like, in order for it to grow, you have to learn, just like, we do here with our brain. But the thing is, because the 3D world has the whole structure around growing your brain and not growing your heart, your soul, that's why people get so depressed and stressed, because they're disconnected from that. So I'm focusing a lot more on meditation today, especially because I'm tired. And I'm just being gentle with myself and seeing where it takes me, and, not beating up on myself because I think I should be doing something else. So that's freeing up me a lot. It's freeing up my energy. And it's clearing a nice space for things to come in, for thoughts to come in, for peace to come in. So day 15, feeling a bit flat, but also feeling open. Day 16 today. Decided to come for another drive up into a different section of the hills. Swalk, swalk. So I found myself feeling, good timing, birds. Found myself feeling very irritated, like those birds this morning, and I kind of caught myself in this like impatient frustration Don't want to deal with some small details, irritation spiral thing happening this morning. So I caught myself in that, and then I headed straight to like a guided meditation. They saved my life, and feeling a lot better. Just hopped up and, you know, got to it and made a few phone calls to subside some irritation, and kind of went along with it. So I think the key for that for me today is to dance that shit out and have some fun. I know that's something I definitely, like, I'm all about fun, but I don't have fun. I've forgotten how to have fun, and that fun doesn't involve other people. So I'm gonna dance that out, rock out some old noughties Usher or something like that, and try and have some fun. I've also been thinking about what am I gonna do after this 20-day period? Like, what's my plans? You know, you can't let it all fall to shit just because you finished a challenge. 20 days really isn't that long in the grand scheme of things. So I do want to continue keeping off the sugar. I do want to implement like the same hours of meditation a day, and I'm going to like work my day around that. And I'm going to rest more. I know I need to rest more, so I'm going to continue that. So I'm thinking about giving myself some more challenges to maybe like the end of the year type thing, which my ego like totally kicked off about. It's like, no, you can't do that. But what if this? But what if that? But what if this? That means you can't have that. It's like, well, how often do I have a princess cake, really? Like, yeah, it's my favorite, but I might have it like once every 2 years, if that. You know what I mean? And it's funny how much your ego will be like, you can't do that because what if this situation comes up? So yeah, it's good kind of thinking how to extend this to keep my vibe high after the 20 days. And I definitely will, now that I've been able to get out to different locations more often. Definitely going to incorporate that more into my weekly schedule, because it really does help with my vibration. And I'm going to let go of feeling stressed about the unknown and what's coming up and when are my manifestations going to occur, because, you know, that's all ego based, and it's all about the right timing, not my timing that I think, just because I want it now. I don't know really what I want, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of trying to keep really going with the flow. Day 17 today. So I'm going to give a little warning / disclaimer. If you're underage or if you get freaked out easy, skip to the next day. My nana let me watch some Stephen King movie when I was like 5 or 6, and I'm still haunted by it. So had a bit of an experience last night. A little bit of a backstory. So I heard this spiritual teacher say to me once, that in order to be a spiritual teacher, she advised that, you know, you should read up about, let's just say, dark stuff and light stuff, and not in the way that I work in the shadows of people. I call darkness people's emotions. Let's say the spirit realm, and not working with them, but just knowing about them, which I get where she's coming from. But that didn't resonate with me. I thought, no, because I base that on a belief system. I believe that, you know, if you open the door to that's potential to opening the door to that. Anyway, so I saw an article that referred to cheeky spirits. There wasn't really a lot in there, but anyway, that was a trigger, I believe. This is why this came up last night. It's just like having relationships with people, right? If you entertain someone that's a flake all the time, they're never going to stop being a flake until you're just like, like, sorry, I can't be friends with you anymore, you're a flake. You know, it's like boundaries. And with spirits, it's having boundaries with them too, because they, you know, it's just like talking to a human being. And when I cross spirits over, occasionally I counsel them like I would a person, because they've got feelings too. But anyway, so this was a different type that I've never encountered before. Wasn't expecting that. And it was kind of waking me up and over again and touching me and through my hair and my face. And it kept touching my arm. And I could see what it was on the astral plane. And I kept trying to bite it. You know, like you would a kid, if someone, your brother or sister's pissing you off and they were holding you and you'd be like, ah. I was trying to bite it to get it off me. Hilarious. Anyway. And then about the third time it kept on mucking around with me, I just snapped myself out of the sleep state, and I turned around and I put my boundaries in place. I said, get out of here, you're not welcome. And then I called the Ascended Masters in and took it away. And then I protected myself. This was like a movie, because on the way out, when the Ascended Masters were taking it away from me, it was saying, I'll be back. I'm like, no, you won't. It's like, oh, it thinks it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Quite funny. So anyway, and I was thinking, you know, in the morning, I went back to sleep and then did like energy clearing and incensed the home and listened to higher vibe music and got my black tourmaline out and stuff. And also, did you know black tourmaline is actually volcanic ash? So that's why it's so protective. I was wondering why, shoved back in my bra. So wondering why it was so protective, because really, like, volcanic heat can basically ruin anything, really. I should be more freaked out than I am, but I'm not. So it's like, whatever. But it did cause like a blockage in my solar plexus chakra, because it had infiltrated my security. So I had to work on releasing that block and taking back my power, as well as protecting myself. But yeah, that was wasn't expecting that kind of experience. I have lived in haunted houses growing up, which this is when I knew I was able to pick up on other energies, and I'd hear conversations of spirits and stuff like that. And I freaked out, but I had no one to tell. Didn't think they'd believe me. So I have had experiences before, lived in a severe haunted house. That was crazy. I could probably do a video on how to cleanse your home from spirits and stuff like that. That would be a fun one. Also, I feel like, because I was feeling so much peace and serenity, you know, when you get so used to having chaos all the time, that's an addiction. Like having drama is an addiction. That's why a lot of people watch shows, because they want to feel something, right? So I've been feeling balance. I've been finding my center. I've been feeling serenity, peace. And then my ego's like, well, I'm bored. What else can we do? Because that's a bit boring, you know, and that's usually when we kind of invite chaos into our lives. So indirectly, the universe gave me what I wanted. They're like, well, I was like, well played, universe. Well played. That was exciting. That was the excitement I was looking for. So it's almost like they're saying, you have peace and serenity and nobody can buy that in the whole world, and yet you're still ungrateful with this amazing gift that we've given you, and you're like, I'm bored. So I learnt my lesson there on that one. Interesting day. I'll see what tomorrow has in store for me. Day 18 today, and I've been pondering the energy of frustration. And I know if you'd ask most people, what do you think of frustration? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Most people would say no. But frustration, the energy of frustration, that's a catalyst for like major change and for breakthroughs. And when you're in it, you don't really feel it or see it that way, but it's not until you've broken out of that you have realizations, and that you can change your perception and change your mindset. Yesterday, I was thinking about my purpose and feeling frustrated about my purpose. And then you have a nice sleep, and then you wake up and it's like, that energy is cleared. The frustration is cleared. And also it's like overnight as if by magic, these things just implant themselves in your subconscious. And it's like, I feel clearer about my purpose, but I don't feel clear at the same time. It's more like I've been given this gift of trust, and also this opportunity to do this challenge has given me the 20-day space to allow myself to listen to my own feelings. I've been connecting with my feelings more, and what do I want, what pisses me off, what doesn't piss me off, and what do I need to resolve and uncover, and what do I need to just accept and move on from. It's been nice and gentle, a gentle healing revelation, if I can call it anything. I guess this time has been a lesson in redirection, in redirecting my energy, and where do I want to put my energy, and who do I want to give my energy to, and what do I actually want to do with that? What do I actually want to do with this energy? Where do I want to redirect it to? When you're not happy with a situation, with a place or people or things. And I guess like one thing that came up this morning that has ongoingly annoyed me, and from the psychological aspect, I know I shouldn't associate my worth or care or even bother with this energy, because I know how people are. But then at the same time, I'm frustrated because I know how people's minds work. You know, I'll just give you a simple example of, you know, putting effort into, let's just say, writing a post and stuff. And then, you know, hardly anyone likes it. And then, but then you've got your awesome people that always comment, and they're always appreciative, you know, they're fantastic. But then there's other people that, you know, they read your stuff, yet they don't bother commenting, or they don't even bother liking it. You know, someone's put their energy, their time, their effort to help someone. And if you're going out of your way to look at it or read it, like, isn't that just worth a, you know, thanks for the info, even if you didn't find it fantastic? Like when I listen to other YouTube readers, sometimes they're awesome and sometimes they're not, but I just give them a like, because it's like you've put energy and effort into trying to spread the light around the world. So I appreciate you, you know. And then I know like certain people will read my stuff and then they'll actually message me and say, hey, yeah, reading your stuff, I like this and that. I'm thinking, well, I didn't even see you comment. I don't even see you like it, you know. And that just rolled into the frustration of people that are takers. And I heard something recently. It was such a simple sentence, but it just kind of KO'd me, and it just made things so much clearer. And what he said was, people that are overgivers / people pleasers will only attract takers. And it was like, well, yeah, it's like I knew it, but to hear someone else say that, it was way more powerful. And it's like, yeah, I know I am a overgiver, and I'm sick of doing that. So I'm giving up overgiving and putting stuff like that over my happiness and health and well-being, because at the end of the day, no one really cares. No one gives a shit. So why should you go out of your way to put energy into something where people don't really respond? So at the moment, I'm thinking and feeling through the things I do every day, as opposed to, you know, what was returned to me. So I'm just kind of rejigging things in my mind. And, you know, everyone does it in some aspect. People overgive, especially empaths. They want to be seen. So it's like, almost like when that happens, it's like if you're not getting the response you want, then you take that energy back and you put it into something else. I'll retrieve my energy from that and putting it into something that I wanted to, like this. So this is like an aspect of me still healing and teaching and helping people relate so they can shift some energetic blocks. You know, so it's not like I'm going to retreat my whole energy. It's just I'm reallocating it into something that has more depth for me. And I think this is where we all get tripped up. We think, okay, this is what people want. And then you give them that and then you don't get that response, right? So rather than, and that's a form of people pleasing. So rather than me doing that, what do I want to do? Because then there's no resentment. If you don't get the response, it's like, no, that's what I wanted to do. So I'm happy with that. And I don't give a shit who likes or comments or whatever. So that was a big breakthrough. So I'm very happy with that. Letting go and refocusing my energy is a game changer It really is. And it's just a part of how you take your power back for yourself and live your highest and best life. So because of that, I do feel closer to my purpose. I'm clear on what I don't want to do and what I don't want to put my energy into, and I'm more clear on fulfilling my own needs and living my life from my soul. Day 19 today. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit excited that this is nearly over. Not because I'm going to give up my practices, but I'm not very good with structure, and having to, film every day is like a form of structure, but also at the same time, I feel like I'm gonna probably miss doing it. So isn't it funny how life is just one big paradox? There's never one answer for anything. So I've been pondering about the present moment today and the magic of being in the present moment, and how when we're not in the moment, we're always focusing on the next thing. And this is what this time has given me the opportunity to break out of, not really living in the present moment. And it's not until you actually do something like this that you can see it for what it is and you break apart from that old way of thinking. When I wrote my book, like I always wanted to write a book, and I had such attachments to this book, and I was told it was going to do so well, and it didn't. It didn't. And the people that read it, they said they love it, but it didn't move the numbers like I thought it would. Soul Shine was my baby, and I wrote Soul Shine in like 3 weeks. I was just like this wreck. I was writing 12-hour a day. Not once have I stopped to go, wow, maybe I'm doing that now. Or like, I wrote a book. Not many people can say that, right? And yeah, and I'm linking that to being in the present moment, because we don't stop. We're just like, say if you're addicted to buying new cars every couple of years, and then, it comes to the second year, like, oh, I need a new car. Like, why do you actually need a new car? Like, what is actually your reasoning? Like, there's always this incessant need for more or to upgrade, but why? Why can't we enjoy what we have in this moment? And life isn't really about things. It's about finding ourselves and finding our purpose and our soul. We're always too much in the future. Therefore, to me, we're not really making things happen in the present, because we're too much planning in the future. And then we don't really ask ourselves, what do I actually want? What do I actually want? Not what my patterns tell me, not what the people around me. I'm not trying to keep up with appearances, or I'm not trying to fill my instant gratification need, or I don't want to look at how much I hate my job, therefore I go shopping every payday and then I'm always broke no matter how much I get paid. That's the traps that we get caught in. So like this time, apart from that, has really made me be in the present moment, change my daily habits, and therefore it's rolled into, I've changed my point of focus as to what do I actually want from my life. So my soul wants freedom. It's always wanted freedom. I've got that. Okay, tick. I feel peace all the time. I'm not feeling stressed about focusing on the next project. That's a big tick, tick, tick. It's really helped me change my focus on my health is my priority. And not in the way that I was like sick before. It was just, I've wanted to deal with the emotions behind the traumas and the reason why my muscles are sore all the time. And it's been getting better, and I've been slowly doing rehabilitation on my knee. I've started that again the other day, and I'm just listening to my body every day going, okay, what do you feel like you need to do today to feel strong? And just really getting into the yoga and the stretches. I would honestly say this has been my biggest accomplishment, and I've just realized that now, that I've ever done in my life, to say, no, enough is enough. I'm not happy with how things are going in my life. And I'm going to choose to focus on me and loving myself instead of extending my energy out into the whole, trying to, in the whole world. I'm pulling that energy back to me, refocusing on what I want, what makes me happy, and that will automatically project in the outer world. So, pretty excited. I'm excited for now. You don't need to stress. You don't need to worry, because your future is assured anyway, right? I planned that out before I got here, so I don't need to worry about that. All I need to worry about is looking after me and making myself happy. And I can tell you what, day 19, I've never been so fucking happy. Well, here we are, day 20. I've honored myself for 20 days and I've created a safe spiritual place for me to heal and connect more deeply with myself. And during that time, I've been able to focus on what makes me happy in each and every moment, which has been very special. The biggest epiphany I've had during this time was actually to make this all into a documentary. I never would have thought that was something I would ever be able to accomplish or want to do or feel comfortable enough to put myself out there. And it doesn't matter if 4 people watch this or 4 million, because I've realized it's more about me taking inspired action and getting my pretty pink soul movement out there, which that's what it's all about, taking inspired action from your soul. So I've allowed my destiny to reach me without interference during this time, from an intuitive space instead of a controlling space. So now I feel spiritually stronger. I feel more centered, balanced, expanded, clearer on the direction I want to take. And I'm also more open to what life has to give me. So that's a big tick off the soul checklist. So my soul's movement is all about sharing what I learned and helping inspire other people. And hopefully that's what I've done with this documentary. A part of my soul self-expression is to share my message, which makes me feel fulfilled. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm honestly so happy. I've never been happier.